Hello everyone, and welcome to this episode of Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Randomizer. I think that this is going to be the final episode of the series, well, of this playthrough anyway. Not necessarily going to be the end of ZOOTR, as I'm playing of it. But anyway, for this episode, I'm going to be finishing off the big Goron side quest, and then I'm going to go and to the final boss battle. I did early on try to purchase as much things as I could, such as extra bomb shoe for one thing. Alright, so that takes care of him. So the reason why I decided to work to the Sacred Forest Meadow is because, well, this is the next step of where we need to go for the big Goron side quest. By the way, did I ever... Yeah, I think I have. Let me check the map. Okay, well, according to the map, I think there's still one more Skulltula to be found. But it probably doesn't contain anything that important. So I just want to get through this and try to get the rest of the items that I'm going to need. Is the game going to crash? Okay, well, it didn't crash yet. Alright, so what we're going to do now is give Kajiro to this guy. Right, and this is the path that I usually take for when I am doing this. I saved it just in case the game may decide to crash. Well, this is the original path that I took. I mean, that lead pad has to be there for something, because I can't think of anything else that it would be used for. You know, it's quite a shame that this series is just about at its end, since I managed to get through most of the things, and this is just the wrap-up episode. Yeah, there are actually a lot of episodes from the time that I'm recording this I haven't even posted yet. But, you know, by the time you're watching this, all those episodes are already out, so it doesn't really matter all that much to you. As soon as I'm done recording this episode, all that there will be left to do is to just edit the remaining episodes and then just upload them daily. Alright, so we got the odd mushroom. Alright, here's your odd mushroom back. And I get the poacher's saw. And no, I'm not gonna become a Stalfos. Yeah, that Kikiri girl assumes that Link's gonna be turned into a Stalfos, because that's what happens to grown-ups who wander into the Lost Woods. Link is special. Yeah, now, after getting the poacher's saw the first time I played through this game, I didn't know what I was supposed to do with it. I think I've had that in my inventory for probably a very long time, not knowing what I needed to do with it. And I was like wondering, do I need to find that guy again and give him his saw back? Actually, this is what you do with the poacher's saw. You give it to this guy. Alright, and we got the broken Goron sword. That's very good. Alright, so that's the prescription for the eye drops. Now what's the quickest way to get to Zora's Domain? Oh, something I just realized is that I never did that frog minigame. Do you think that I should do that before the end of the series? I mean, I'm not sure if it would actually be really worth it. Although I am also wondering if I should even really bother with that last key in the water temple, because that may not be all that important anyway, considering that I've already gotten most of the other items in the game. And I also just realized I didn't ever get the chest that has the heart piece inside of it. So those are two Child Link quests that I have not done for this episode. I am just now realizing that. But I'm not sure if I will actually do them, because I want to just get this game finished with. And besides, I think that the only real things that we have left to do is just get through Ganon's castle, and I think that the only obstacle that would get in our way would be if we didn't have enough of the keys, which we do happen to have enough of the keys. So I think that probably a lot of the remaining items are just going to be Skulltula tokens. And we've already gotten all of the prizes for that. Gee, Navi keeps interrupting us. It's kind of annoying after a while. I really wonder why the game doesn't allow you to use warp songs when you are trying to race against the clock. I guess it's because using warp songs makes the challenge too easy, so they needed to make sure that you would have to do these when doing these sorts of challenges, you know, because the people at Nintendo were like, oh, if we have these warp songs, the players could just use them to get this side quest, the Big Goron Sword side quest, finished very quickly. So, what are we gonna do about that? How about we just make that be against the rules? If they try to warp while the timer's going down, then that will disqualify them. I actually don't blame them for making that decision, because I will say that that would make the challenge much too easy. Do it once, nothing happens. Do it twice, exactly the same way as before, and then it happens. I can't believe the game makes you take the eyeball frog out twice in order for it to work. Because I didn't even move even a single inch away to get it to work. I just pressed the button a second time in the same place where I was at the first time, and it then worked. The game must be like broken or something. Alright, so now we got the Big Goron claim check.
3 days later.
Alright, now, what do you have for me? Of course. Alright, guys, I went ahead and actually, got all of the, well, tried to get most of the remaining items. Most of the prizes were just Skulltula tokens, as you've seen with the sped-up footage montage. And I have also checked, and the only dungeon map that we have not gotten is the Water Temple. And of course, as you may know, there was like one key that I still hadn't gotten from the Water Temple. And, you know, I just have no idea where another door in the Water Temple could be, because I thought I went through all of them. But for all I know, if there is one more chest that I did not get in the Fire Temple, it's probably going to be another Skulltula token, because I have gotten all but 3 of the Skulltula tokens in this game. So, I think that, along with maybe 2 heart pieces and the Water Temple dungeon map are the only items we have not gotten in this playthrough, which I don't think is that big of a deal because I've already gotten most of the progressive items. Now, I am thinking I could probably try out Majora's Mask Randomizer when I get done with this. I don't know how soon after this I will be doing that. But yeah, if you've watched the sped up footage and seen just all of the stuff that I went through, the frogs, I just cannot believe that I had to go through. I mean, I should be lucky that the frogs did not have an item that I would not be able to beat the game without. But you know, that may not be the case for future ZOOTR playthroughs. And while we're on the topic of other ROM hacks that I could play, I think that Case Emmanuel is working on a sort of Ocarina of Time ROM hack, which is supposed to take place between the events of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. And I find that to be a very impressive trailer. I think that I may want to play that as soon as he gets done with it. Maybe sometime in January or February. I'm not sure. You know, certainly something that won't be out until 2020. Right, just gotta wait for that fan to turn off. Alright, there we go. Now, I know that Majora's Mask Randomizer, it will be much harder because the keys reset when you play the Song of Time, but I am wondering if they could maybe add an option to which the keys remain permanent. And maybe even the doors remain permanent too. That could actually be something that could work out to make a Zimmer playthrough much easier. I would highly recommend that they do that. Quite sure I killed off all of the ice enemies earlier on in this room when I came here a couple episodes ago. No, I don't want to climb on top of it. I hate when you do that. I wish that you would not do that when I don't want you to. Trying to break open this pot. It's harder to break pots when you're adult Link. Oh no! I pressed the wrong button. I hate it when I do that. What I was trying to do was catch this fairy in a bottle, but I accidentally pressed that other button. Now I have to go back and get some more blue fire. Thanks a lot, Mr. Press the Button, wrong button, Spirit. Well, am I gonna have to start that block puzzle? Yep, I am. All because some evil spirit decided to make my finger press the wrong button. I actually don't really believe in evil spirits like that. I just sometimes can't help but to yell at such spirits anyway when things don't go as planned. Come on, get on top of it. I want you to get on top of it now. I know that I didn't want you to earlier, but I do now. It's hard to believe that the Kokiri Forest music, one of the first music tracks that you hear in the game, plays in Ganon's castle, which is one of the last areas of the game. Alright, I think that the only room that we have left to do is the fire barrier room. No! Meant to put the hover boots on. Yeah, because apparently, the hover boots make Link light enough to walk on this platform without having to worry about the platform going down. Now to grab this. Right. And for this last bit, you should just take the hover boots off. Yeah, so that way you don't take the death. But do put them back on by this point. And here we go again with the issue of not being able to hookshot onto that target. Or aim very well at all. Oh, come on, game. Why do you have to make it so difficult? What did I ever do to you to deserve this? I don't remember doing anything to deserve it. Don't you dare make up any stories that I did do something to deserve it, because I'm pretty sure that if I did, I would have remembered. Come on. I really hate it when one button position is too low, and then the next step up higher is too high. Kind of making just right be ungettable. Well, not entirely, but that's how it feels. Alright, and with that, we have gotten rid of the barrier for Ganon's Tower. Now, before I go up there, I'm actually going to go down here and get a couple of things. A couple of things that I'm sure that some people probably do not even know about. I'm sure it's here somewhere. Is it this one? Nope, not that one. Or is it one of the... Yeah, there's like a hidden room where you would be able to find it if you had the Lens of Truth. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and put the Lens of Truth on because I am not able to find it right now. Oh, there it is. Gonna get a couple of fairies because I think that I will need them. Well, one more fairy because I can only hold... Well, I could hold 4, but I want to keep the other bottles with green potions in them for when we're gonna need them. Alright, just save the game. And I think that the music that's playing right now is the music for the fire temple. Yeah, I can hear the chanting that they removed from other versions of Ocarina of Time. Yeah, I think that it was removed on the 3DS version, I know that, but I know that it was also removed on other versions of the game, like GameCube. Maybe some re-releases of the N64 also had that removed. I think that had something to do with trying to remove the Christian reference or something, which was why they removed it. Oh, trying to open up that chest. Alright, so we get... At this point, if it was a gold Skulltula token, I would not have even cared. Alright, so... I'm gonna just kill the Iron Knuckles with the bomb shoes. Just gonna keep a safe distance. Although I wonder how long it'll be before they get all the way over here. Oh, just wasted one. Oh well, but at least now we can go through this door here. I don't know about you, but I think that the music actually fits. I mean, normally you would hear the sound of organs playing in this area, because Ganondorf is supposed to be playing his organ in this temple, or in this room. I mean, this is not a temple, it's a castle. Well, I don't think there's anything else for us to get there. You know, considering how difficult it was for me to fight Phantom Ganon a couple episodes ago, and the real Ganondorf is almost the same thing, and I say almost because it's not exactly. I'm just kind of wondering if I'm gonna have the same difficulty with that. Okay. Today, let's begin down the hero is defeated timeline. Since you made it this far, I'll let you know what glorious prize of Ganon's you'll likely miss out on in my tower. Behold, a red rupee. Yeah, I think that's added text. Oh, come on, I pushed the button on the right time. Oh, dang it, I pushed the wrong button. Okay, the D button is the right one. Oh, dang it, one too late. Yeah, I had a feeling I was not going to be as good at this as I am on the normal game. Oh, come on, I pushed it! I pushed it! Dang it, I missed! I was afraid of that! Alright, this time. No! Come on, I swung right on time. There's no way that I didn't swing on time. No! I'm pretty sure I pushed the right button. I think that you were just mad at me for hitting the right button, so you decided to deny it. even though you really shouldn't have. I'm pretty sure I could have barely gotten it. No! I was intending to jump onto that platform, but something wouldn't let me. I'm usually really good at this boss fight, so why am I doing so terribly now? Did the game think that it was too easy for me? Well, now it's too hard for me. Oh. No! I was gonna make a save state, but something wouldn't let me in time. Make it. I was afraid that wasn't gonna get him, but thank goodness it did. Oh, come on. I would have settled with just one more hit. Make it. No! Make it disobey. I didn't want you to exit. I didn't want you to exit out of it. Alright, this time make it and do not disobey. Make it disobey. I do not say make it just so that you can ignore me. I say make it so you will actually make it. If I didn't want you to make it, I wouldn't have told you to. Alright, gonna drink a green potion because I've used up a lot of the arrow magic. Yeah, this part is actually quite easy. Yeah, the part where he just releases that big, huge energy. I mean, usually you probably would expect to just get prepared for the Mega Blast, but actually, when he is preparing for it, that's a good way to catch him off guard. I didn't know that at first, though. Would you just let me get him? No reason not to. Alright. We got this part of the fight done. Now, I don't know if I have had the Ganon's tower collapse scene be skipped. Guess we'll know in a moment. It doesn't look like I turned the skip scene on. That is an option, by the way. Well, it looks like we're gonna go through the tower collapse sequence. You know, this actually seems like the perfect time to put on credits, so maybe I will do that sort of thing. The tower is collapsing, really unfitting music. This is the end of the game. We just need to hurry out. Alright, so after going through the castle, now we are ready for the final boss fight. So this is the music that we are getting for the final boss fight. The castle courtyard music. I was wondering if it was maybe going to be the fire music. Or the fire boss music, because we haven't had that. Does Link still have his sword in his hand? Nope, he does not. Whoa, look at that. Oh, I'm sure I was far enough away. Oh, hit the wrong button. Again. Hit the wrong button again. Alright, so we have gotten him. Now to get the Master Sword back. Alright, excuse me as I get my green potion out to refill on my magic. You know, it's kind of funny how Navi claims that she doesn't know what Ganon's weak point is, even though she flies over the exact weak point. I didn't think that we would have gotten this boss this soon, but we have, and Zelda is holding him down. And there we go! That's the final boss of the game defeated. Whoa! Ruto's head appeared right before the rest of her body. She was a floating head for a second. Oh, and she was one again. And here is Ganondorf. He is now frozen in ice. Yeah, the music randomizer pretty much only randomizes the game music, but pretty much the ending credits are not randomized. You know, it's unusual that I can actually skip the text through this. You know, I could just go back to the Temple of Time and place the Master Sword back into the pedestal. Is a fancy escort really necessary? Okay, well, as the credits are rolling, I may as well give my, overall thoughts about this playthrough of Ocarina of Time Randomizer. Yeah, certainly quite a lot of unbelievable moments, especially with getting all of those Skulltula tokens. Yeah, I didn't get all of them, but is that really necessary? Especially considering that in the normal game you don't need to get all of them to get all of the prizes? Yeah, but I've just been getting so much of them, and, you know, I did pick up a few more as I was going through that sped-up footage that you saw. And I certainly cannot believe that there was, like, another door in the water temple that I did not get, because I thought that I had gotten them all. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case for the next time that I play this game. And I also cannot believe that I did not have the tower collapse scene be skipped, or the guard stealth segment be skipped over. I will need to remember to turn those skips on for when I do a second ZOOTR playthrough. Now, I don't plan on doing one, like, immediately after this one. I do want to check out some other games to play on this channel before going on to doing another ZOOTR playthrough. Now, what about the music choices? You know, with the music randomizer? Well, let's see. The music for Ganon's castle, Ganon's tower, playing in the houses, that seemed very unfitting. And Kokiri Forest playing in Ganon's castle is also unfitting. Especially considering that Ganon's castle is one of the last areas in the game, while Kokiri Forest is one of the first areas of the game. And then, well, with the theme for Kabora Gabora playing in the Deku Tree, not really sure what to say about that. Although I did find Navi's flying music playing in Dodongo's Cavern to be very interesting. I guess it is fitting for any instance. And we happen to see a couple of characters in this scene, including ones that we didn't see in the adult time period. I wonder where they've been. I think that the music and game is kind of out of sync because, you know, Malon's singing usually plays around the same time that we see her, but it came out a little later than that. I can't believe Big Goron dancing is not shaking the ranch. Oh, what are you two sad about? Are you sad that the ones you loved are gone? Well, they're not entirely gone. Take a look in the sky. I wonder why Rauru did not join up with the other 5 sages during that scene. I mean, shouldn't he celebrate along with them? So, what are the sages gonna do now that Ganondorf is defeated? Can they return back to their normal lives? Yeah, the music was out of sync, so it didn't play through all the way. Goodbye, Navi! Now, I know that a lot of the episodes were quite short, and some of them being a little long. If this episode turns out to be a little longer than most, that's okay, because this is the last episode of this playthrough, so I won't mind too much about that. Yeah, I bet some people are wondering, why doesn't the credits get skipped over? Well, skipped over what? I mean, as soon as the credits play out, there's nothing left. That's the end of the game. Wasn't it in brown and white, not gray and white? I just remember it being in gray and white, so why isn't it now? Okay, well, that's it. That is my Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Randomizer playthrough. My first one. So, I got nothing else to say at this point. It was just quite a good experience to play through the game very differently from how I've played the game before, and just opening up the random chests. Because, you know, with playing the original game over and over again, it starts to get predictable after a while. But with the randomizer, you just don't know where the items are going to be found. So I'd like to thank you all for watching this playthrough, and I hope that you have a very Merry Christmas. And I will see you in my next Let's Play. So, goodbye.